Yeah, B, you said do not worry, like the birds don't worry. They don't gather into bands, they don't reap or sow, right? But at the same time, God provides their needs. And you said that, and look, I've been trying to work on that, and at the same time, I'm not seeing changes. But like now, B is still telling you this, that don't be lazy, because the birds are not lazy.
Please forgive me.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Christians Life of Christ. So like after my last video, you just place yourself in the category of the birds and be not like you don't sow, you don't reap, you don't gather into bands yet and all that, right? And you feel like, oh, and things are not just coming through the way you expect them to come through, because I did say you should not worry, right? But you should think though. And things are not just working that way. So I really want to ask you this question, right? If you don't sow like the birds, if you don't reap like the birds, if you don't gather into bands like the birds, do you actually work hard like the birds? When Christ said you should look at these hands, like look at the hands, learn from the hands, use sluggard, right? He is like trying to explain to you that, look, these little things I put around you were meant to teach you lessons too. Like the way they act, they are living things too, but like they are not as valuable as you are. So if they can do this, why can't you do it? They are not as strong as you are. You can kill a hand with just a pinch of like rubbing your hands together, but like look at how God has wired them. They know how to go out to fetch food, when to go out to fetch food, and all that. Like birds, they go out to look for their own food. Even if they don't gather into bands, like have something in store and all that, right? Every single morning they go out to look for something. They just go out to look for something. So it's either you're doing something now or you're taking yourself out there to look for something. Be ready to work. Don't place yourself in the lazy people's categories. Birds are not lazy. They work for what they eat. They go out to gather stuff. Imagine a bird that wants to create his nest. You know how, like, just with his peg, he has to go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down to get grass from different places to build a nest. And when you see that nest, you can't, like, to an extent, you won't be able to count the amount of grass. Look at the amount of hard work that bird has like put into building his nest. So if you can think about birds being hardworking like that, right? Why can't like we humans put ourselves in that same category to be hardworking? And look, when you go out, you just believe God will put something on your table. There will be something you would bring back. So I just hope this episode actually attacks or like make you understand that, look, if you want to be blessed like the birds, you have to be like hungry like the birds are. Like you have to go after these things like the birds are. Like you have to go and look for that thing that you think you really need. Thank you for tuning into this episode today. I really appreciate the likes, subscription. Please take care of yourself and take care of each other. Bye.
There's nothing I can ever